Hello and welcome to yet another installment of this Forces of War, Flames of War list building Vlogmas series. Just a reminder, we are using the 100 points from the book, so we're not using dynamic points, and this is applicable because we are doing a mid-war force day. Well, at least I believe it's mid-war. We are focusing on the Romanians. This was something requested by you, the viewers, so we are going to have a look at the Romanians. Now, I will be 100% honest here that when I said before I didn't know much about the French, I know absolutely nothing about the Romanians, so that's ignorance on my part. I understand that. So hopefully we're going to come in here and have a look. I'm judging by this T4 medium tank company that it's a Panzer IV. Judging by the mid-war aspect as well, I'm going to say that they're aligned with the Germans. Let's have a quick look. So yes, we're aligned with the Germans. That's good to know. So let's go ahead and hit that rifle company. I'm going to start with a rifle company. I always think it's good to start with rifle companies to get a good feel for something before you start going into their tanks and such. So we can see they've got 3 rifle platoons plus HQ, and then they've got a machine gun platoon, so a ZB 53 machine gun platoon, 2 mortar platoons, and then a 37mm and 47mm infantry, anti-tank platoon and infantry gun platoon. So let's go with the black boxes, which are compulsory boxes. So we can see you can get 2 ZB-24 rifle teams for 1 point. So they are confident. They are a peasant army apparently, so it's a last stand of 5. Again, they've got this additional box here, which I'm assuming it would be like the Italians, where you'll get a certain dice. I don't know what it's actually called. You'll get a dice, and if you roll well, then they'll get these stats opposed to these stats, which just gives them a little bit of boost. So perhaps they won't be a peasant army anymore because they go to 4+. And that will be in the Romanian supplement, so you'll understand that. I don't have that. I could probably find it on the Flames of War website, but we understand what this box is for now. It just gives us a little better stats. But if you don't roll well, you're going to have green 5 for the skill, but they do assault on a 3+. So their assault is really nice. Defend the homeland. They are confident enough or skilled enough to assault, but the rest of them are not very good. Obviously, if you roll well, then it goes to 4, so that's not too bad. The ZB-24 rifle team give you a holding rate of fire 1, moving 1, and tank 2, firepower 6, and they are slow firing as well. So that's, yeah, you're going to get an additional penalty if you're moving and trying to shoot with this rifle. And they also hit on a 3+, so very vulnerable indeed. So it's 1 point for 2 stands for the HQ. Then we go to the rifle platoon. So you can see you can get 9 or 7 rifle teams for 5 points or 4 points. The stats are exactly as what we've already discussed, but they do have the option to take up to 2 ZB-53 HMG teams and add an additional mortar. So the ZB-53 HMG gives you rate of fire of 6 at 24 inches when halted, 2 when moving, and tank 2 and 6, and then that mortar gives you an artillery bombardment and tank 1 of firepower 4+. So I think because of this, we're going to go 9 stands for 5 points. That's bugger all. We're going to take 2 HMGs because we only got a rate of fire of 1. That's 9 dice. If we take 2 of these, that's an additional 12, so that's 21 dice that we can then put down the table as long as we're halted, obviously. And then also an additional mortar so we can help pin the enemy. Again, they assault really well, so this might be a good attacking list. Even though their stats are terrible, they assault on a 3+. So you get lots of stands, so you can sustain a lot of hits before you're going to have to worry about them breaking away. And even with that, we're still only on 9 points. So I feel like we'll replicate that with the other platoon. Sorry if you're painting Romanians, there's going to be a lot of painting to do, but that takes us to 17 points. Now we could decide to go with another infantry platoon. It is tempting, especially if you're going to be wanting to use these almost like the Soviets, where you're going to be using your infantry hordes to sort of charge an objective. But we might just hold off for now. We'll go to the ZB-53 HMG team. So you can get 4 for 3 points. That seems like good value. Again, depending on how you roll, depends on what you're going to get. But the stats are exactly the same. Obviously, the assaulting aspect of it isn't good because you got to remember that they're not going to assault with their machine gun on its tripod. And we already know the stats for this because it's the same as what we just read. So 4 of those for 3 points I think is definitely worth taking. Again, hit on a 3+. Then the mortar platoon, so you can take 4 for 4 points. The Stats are identical to the machine gun. Obviously, if you roll well, then you get a little bit better stats there. So I think we'll take 4 of those for 4 points. Let's really fill this up. Now, we can take another mortar section. Do we really need another 81mm mortar platoon? Probably not, because we can get some heavy hitting artillery later on, I'm sure. So the 37mm anti-tank gun gives you a range of 24. I'm not expecting anything too great with this. Anti-tank 6 and firepower 4+. Again, hit on a 3. The stats remain the same as those HMG and mortars. So you can get 4 for 5 points. Let's just have a look at what the assault gun is. Oh, sorry, the gun. I guess it's the Italian gun. 6 of those. That's interesting. For 7 points. Anti-tank 6, firepower 4+, plus heat. So heat means that the armor rating isn't increased by a +1 if it is more than 16 inches or 40 centimeters away when it's hit by heat ammunition. So that is actually probably worth taking. It is worth taking over that other option. So 6 for 7 points. That's a lot of guns downrange. Obviously, anti-tank 6 is not going to be taking out anything too heavy, but I do like that. I think that's not too bad. Okay, so with all of that in mind, we've still got 31 points. Let's return and let's see what other options we've got. So we do have 75mm anti-tank platoon, so that is like your pack 40s. Anti-tank of 12, firepower 3+. Stats are the same as the other guns, what we've seen before. Okay, forward firing, which is obvious. We've got the T-38 light tank platoon, so you get 3 of those for 5 points. Anti-tank 6, firepower 4+, but overwork, so you cop an additional issue with that. I lost my words there. But they do remount on a 3+, which is nice. Front armor of 2, side and rear 2, and top 1. And it's also armored reserve. I'm not exactly sure what that means. I'll have to Google that one. But 3 for 5 points. No. The AB armored car platoon. So it's 2 AB 2 centimeters and 1 AB MG. So this is like the equivalent of the German stuff anyway. 4, 6, 5, and then skill is a 5. Confident obviously is a 4, is what I just mentioned. Hit on a 4, so it's a bit better than the 3s. Front of 1 gives you scout and spearhead. Let's go ahead and add those in. For 2 points, you get in 2 centimeters. It gives you the hold rate of fire 3, 2 when moving, and tank 5, firepower 5+. That's not too bad for 2 points. We'll take that one. Then we can have a look. So we've got the 75mm artillery battery or the 100mm artillery battery. Let's have a look. 75mm. The stats aren't anything too great. It's better though, it's not peasant. And they hit on a 4. Anti-tank 2, firepower 4+, or direct fire 8 and 3. Okay, 4 for 10. But then what if we go to the 100mm battery? 4 for 9. So it's a little bit. Last stand of a 5, that's why. Anti-tank 3, firepower 3+, 16, 8 and 2. Just want to see. We go 75mm battery, 100mm battery. I just want to see what the 8 and 3 direct. So I think I prefer. I can't decide. Gun safe 4+. I reckon we just go with the 100mm. It's a bit cheaper, but I feel like the anti-tank is better. You're not going to be direct firing these anyway, so yeah, let's go 4 of those. We need an OP, which is just an infantry guy with a rifle. That's fine. That's 43 points. Now, we could add in some pack 40s just to give us some additional protection. We've got Stuka dive bomber fly as well. Anti-tank 4, firepower 2+. So they got the 500 kilo bombs. That's not too bad. But I feel like 3 pack 40s might be a good option here. Anti-tank 12. That just gives us some real solid firepower. Let's have a look at the formation support. So we can get the Panzer 4s. Those 7.5 centimeters guns. Anti-tank 10, firepower 3+. 3 for 24. 3 for 24 points. Oh dear. This is mid-war though. 3 for 24. Let's just return and have a look at the T3, which is like the Panzer 3s. With those short 7.5 centimeter guns. Anti-tank 9, firepower 3+, but it does get heat, which would then outdo the Panzer 4 at range. Yes, so that's going to be more of a smart choice. The armor is not as good, but yeah, I think this is a better choice. So we get the Confident 4, remount on a 3, last stand on a 5. Their skill is 5, you might roll well and get good. So let's go 3 of those for 21 points. Now the light tank platoon, 3 R2s, anti-tank 6 firepower 4+, but that overworked. Stats are the same as what we looked at before for 4 points. Wow, they don't really have anything that's really worth writing home about, but this is where we could be cheeky. They do have some more infantry options, but we've got so much infantry already, don't want to paint infantry. But let's ally ourselves with a... I'm thinking Marders. Is it this one? 7.62 Tank Hunter Platoon? Okay, so we can't take the Marders. We do have the Tech MT6 Anti-Tank Platoon, which is a wild card. I'm assuming that was not anything too popular. Or it wasn't, maybe an experimental or something. But we could change these for Marders. No, I'd really like some good tanks in here. Okay, so our decision's pretty much been made for us. We have to keep it purely Romanian, I think. So we're going to have to go for the T4s as well at long range. Gives us 80, it gives us those. Do we want these? I don't feel like we need these. Let's go. What we got so far. But then do we ditch the T3s and go with a... Yeah, maybe this is what I'll do. I'll ditch these Romanian tanks. We can go the Panzer III and Panzer IV mixed tank platoon. And we can go 4 Panzer... We can even go 5 Panzer III late for 41 points. Replace... So the late gives you confident for remount free, left stand free, veteran free. So these are going to be hard to dispose of. Careful hit on a 4. Range of 32 for the late 5cm is 28, sorry. Ready fire 2 and tank 9 for firepower 4+. But we can replace some of those with the late 7.5cm. Replace up to 1 with that one, so we'll do that. And then replace up to 2 Panzer III late fire with Panzer IV late for 5 points each. So that gives you 80-11. So if we go one of those. Do I need 80-11 though? For mid-war. It goes down to 10 points. It takes us to 85. We could throw in 1 for 10 points just to give us that one little extra. Or do I go 4 and we whack in 2? Yeah, that's what we'll do. Gives us a bit more points. So we can return to formation. We can then decide, do we want the T38 or do we want the R2? 3 for 4, 3 for 5. The sidearm is slightly better on the other one. I'll go 3 R2s for 4 points. Gives us 91. And then I think, why not add in some... Oh, only 2? Oh no. Only 2? Oh, come on. No, we don't want that one then. I mean, we could just throw in the lights. What about the Stuka dive bomber? 9 point. Yeah, let's do that. There you go. That's not a bad force, you know. They are weak as anything, but it could be a really good aggressive list. Look at what you could get on the table. And even thinking about... So I'm thinking you've got to be aggressive with this list, but if you're defensive, you've got 44 points you can throw straight into reserves. That's just one thing that's going to be in reserve. That's a really attractive option when everything else is on the board. I do feel like we need those pack 40s in there though, or maybe another rifle team instead of the Stuka. I don't know, I'm really torn. But I think what we've got is probably sufficient enough. We can only really sell ourselves 4 points. We probably don't need the R2s. That's just being thrown in there just to keep them looking cool. I do like an R2. No, let's go with this. I probably would tweak it slightly. I might try and get those pack 40s, squeeze those pack 40s in somewhere, somehow. You could definitely get rid of the Stuka dive bombers and the R2s. So that's 9 points. How much is this? 14 points. So you get 13. So you still probably couldn't squeeze those in as much as I would have liked to. That's what I'm going with. So we've got the 2 rifle team HQ. We've got the 9 rifle platoon. Then we've got an additional 2 HMG teams plus a mortar platoon. Then we've copied that with the other rifle team. Then we've got 4 machine guns. We've got 4 mortars. 6 infantry guns. 6 infantry guns. That's appealing. Lights, obviously, but they know what, that's going to cause some damage if you come up against half-track formations and stuff like that, or scouts, like light scout tanks and vehicles. Then we've got the car platoon, it's going to act as our scout. Let me just confirm that actually. I've thrown them in there. It says reconnaissance, spearhead and scout. Okay, cool. Yes, so we've got that right. 400mm howitzers with that observation team. 2 Stuka dive bombers. So again, going to be putting pressure on. So we've got a lot of artillery, and we've got mortars. We've got mortars attached to the rifle platoons. We've got an infantry gun platoon. We've got howitzers. Then we've got the 3 R2s. They're just going to be cannon fodder and perhaps help protect the armoured car platoon from light vehicles. And then the big guns. For 44 points, we've got Panzer IIIs and 4s. So we've got 4 Panzer IIIs, late 5cm, but we've upgraded one to a Panzer III late 7.5cm. And then we've replaced 2 of those Panzer IIIs with a Panzer IV for 5 points each. Now, just out of curiosity, if I go and deselect this one, if I clear and save this one, what about Panthers? So you could even get 2 Panthers for 36. But then you're talking heavy tanks that aren't really 2 of anything. 1 for 29 points. That's crazy. No, we want the mixed platoon, I think. I think that's nice. We go 5 of those, replace 1 of those, replace 2 of these. Bosh. Oh no, what have I done wrong? 4. It was 4, wasn't it? Go down 4. There we go, 100 points. So yeah, that's my list, guys. That is my list. If I was crazy enough to want to paint all of this, I would give this a bloody good go in a game or a tournament, because I think this would be a very interesting force to take, an aggressive one at that. I'd be interested to know what you think below, so make sure you leave that comment and let me know what you'll do to tweak this list. I've never looked at Romanians before, but they look like a very fun list to play and even paint. Some very interesting units in here, that's for sure. Huge thank you goes out to my Patreons and YouTube channel members. You guys are fantastic. Special mention goes out to Oscar, Patrick and Panzer Jim for being those Panzer aces. I'm going to leave it here, guys. Don't forget to let me know below what list you would like to see on this series next time. It is running out, so get those lists in as quickly as you can. Okay guys, I'm going to leave it here. I will catch you at the next one.